So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the Zoom meeting, and thank you for being a part of it. This is June 24th, is that right?
25th.
Yeah, so I'd like to officially open the meeting, Public Safety Committee meeting. And may I have a motion to approve the minutes of last meeting, please?
Motion by Gary.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There being none, thank you. And again, we have a very short agenda. So with that, let's go right into the agenda. I don't have it in front of me, Council. Can you read it?
Sure. Authorizing an agreement with Municipal Energy Services to support local emergency response teams that provide technical rescue and urban search and rescue services.
Any questions in regards to that resolution?
Motion to move it by Gary.
I'll second it, Bob Beston.
Okay, thank you. The motion is made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, I guess that, Council, do we have any other business before the committee?
And no other business.
Chairman,
Okay.
Motion to adjourn by Gary.
Chairman,
I'm sorry.
second.
I know that Legislator Lockhart she had a couple questions regarding our deployment in the city of Albany.
Sheriff
Okay.
Apple, could you hold on one second?
Yep.
Did we get the vote on the adjournment?
There was no vote.
Okay, so let's hold on that because there are some questions, Sheriff, that I'm sure because we are the Public Safety Committee, I'm sure there are some questions, and in fact, I have some myself. I have set up a meeting tomorrow with the Chief Hawkins to get some information in terms of what's happening out there. Could you kind of fill us in to the best that you can with information that you might want to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate a couple minutes. Are we good with the urban search and rescue? That's all over, voted, everything?
Yes, that's all set.
Okay. So as you know, yesterday there was a horrific homicide down outside of the Board of Elections. Actually, I got the call from the county executive's office where we immediately sent a half a dozen deputies down to secure our buildings, make sure the women and men that worked there felt safe, and locked them down. A couple minutes later, I received a call from Chief Hawkins asking if we could sit down and have a conversation regarding offering some assistance. So I said, well, absolutely. I am actually responding to BOE myself to check on everybody and reassure them that they're safe. I'll be over in a little bit. Met with the chief, said, listen, we can probably get you 8 to 10 per shift comfortably, 3 shifts, and do what you need to do with them. So as the day progressed, we ended up changing our theory a little bit. So as of today, this morning at 8 a.m., we deployed 14 deputies to Center Station and South Station for 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 4 p.m. to midnight. We are not offering any assistance on the midnight shift as they didn't ask for it. So today we supplied 28. Tomorrow we will probably be staying around the 24 to 25 member mark, and that will be indefinite. They were very busy today. They're busy right now as I'm talking to you. They just put one case to bed where an individual had a knife down at St. Peter's. It's very much a hot spot right now. And
Sheriff Apple, I just want to clarify, we are still live to the public. The meeting wasn't adjourned.
that's okay.
Okay, just want you to know.
Yep, I'm okay with that. So that's where we're at. We're going to continue to deploy members down there. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. The city needs some help right now, and I'm not going to point fingers or get into the blame game. The bottom line is that they're 50 short and they need assistance. The Albany Police Department is a very professional and very capable department. We're not there because they can't handle it. We're there because they're short and the city needs assistance. And we're there to augment that. So I'm open for any questions.
Any questions for anybody?
Well, I just want to say, as somebody who's worked closely with your deputy sheriff, I'd be very happy if it was my community to accept the help as we do on several occasions up here. You've got a very professional staff. They know what they're doing. They're well trained, and they have a lot of specialty training that's beneficial to everybody. So, city and our county needs help. I'm glad you were able to step up and help them out. There's no question some assistance needed.
I appreciate that. I did reach out to Chairman Joyce and the county executive and just say, listen, you know, it's going to hit us. It's going to hit my budget, obviously. You know, we've been through a lot in the last few months between the, you know, the COVID response and then the protests and riots. And then, of course, now this. So, you know, we're spread out a little bit. Everybody's getting adequate coverage, though. But I do have 2 people assigned to BOE. I've got people assigned to the testing, and then of course, you know, our normal patrols. So, you know, we're being tested a little bit, but it's nothing we can't handle. I'm very proud of the men and women that work for us and that work for you, and we're up to the task.
Sure. Has that been a request to permanently assign a deputy down to BOE?
No, I did have a couple informal conversations. I have never received a request. What I did do a couple of weeks ago was assign a deputy sheriff down there as a result of the George Floyd protests. And then as things got closer, we added another one. So, you know, it's not, you know, you got a couple different functions down there between health, mental health, child advocacy, and then of course BOE, which is very busy right now as well. So no, I have not been given any requests. I did have a very informal conversation this morning with the chairman indicating that, you know, I would rather see a uniformed deputy there with a firearm as opposed to a county security guard. No disrespect to them, but I'd rather see somebody there that, you know, has police power, somebody there that's going to have to call the police.
Yeah, I thought it was my understanding that I thought that that's what we were doing. They had put in a request to you for a deputy down there.
Well, that was until June 23rd. That was supposed to end. But again, due to, you know, most recent events, I have 2 there. I plan on leaving them there until things settle a little bit. But again, I have no problem with it whatsoever. We just need to work out a few details. I need, you know, there's some logistical issues that come into play, but I have no problem with it. In fact, I fully support it.
Okay, anybody
Hey, Bill,
else?
this is Gary. I have a question.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sheriff, I want to thank you. I really appreciate what you're doing for our city. It is desperately needed. I have some issues in my ward with speeders, and unfortunately, everybody's so tied up with everything else that's going on to the city. The quality of life issues for uptown Albany are being pushed aside and not being addressed. So I'm glad you're on board. When you're with the chief tomorrow, tell them to put a car on Ormond Street between Western 85 because they're speeding like crazy there. I appreciate it, and to keep everybody on Ormond Street happy. Or we can put a deputy cars there.
Well, you know, I mean, listen, the chief is, they've been great to work with. I just literally got off the phone with the deputy chief a couple of minutes ago. Listen, everybody, this is just literally a huge collaborative effort. And the state police came in this afternoon, and they're you know, supplementing with some cars. So I think that, you know, listen, things are cyclical. I think it will in fact settle down. But you know what? We've also got to start policing some programs. You know what? It's just not working. And I firmly believe that we need to get back to some of our fundamentals.
Well, Sheriff, and you're 100% right. And all the new things that were passed by the state aren't helping you either. That early release and discovery and all that stuff is really a big part of this problem too.
That's a huge problem.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Gary, where are you? How come you're not on the screen here?
Because I'm next to the pool and I don't want anybody to see me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're hot.
Patty, did you have a question?
Yeah.
You're muted,
Mike,
Patty.
I just realized I was muted. I'm sorry, Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, Sheriff. First, I want to thank you, Craig. Your people are fabulous. Please extend my thanks to them for all that they do. One of my questions is not just our officers, our deputies being down there, but the state police's plan. Are they two-man cars?
What I understand right now, after speaking with the chief and speaking with some of our deputies, is now that we have a full shift under our belt, I reached out to the 2 different stations to see if there were any issues that need to be addressed. Everybody said no. The police department's been great to work with. They've opened their doors. It's like we've been riding together forever. So to answer your question, yes, they are two-man cars. Now, with that said, I also think at some point down the road, we should loosen up a little bit and have and put cars out with just solo, meaning the high visibility of the cars. Listen, if Albany's putting out 10 guys a shift and we send 10 guys down and we double up, you're still seeing 10 cars, right?
Yeah, right.
I'd like to see 20 cars and
Nice.
the area have a high visibility. It will deter people as well. And you know what? We'll do what many other cities have done and we'll push the problem out of the city.
Yeah.
Just don't push it north.
The village. No, Albany PD is a great department. They have great guys there.
No,
And
so-
girls. And I think I have a lot of faith in all 3 departments working together. Bring some calm. I feel so for the people that live in the city of Albany that they just shouldn't have to put up with some of the stuff that's going on. I'm not talking about peaceful protests. I'm talking about the people that are destroying property and frightening and shootings and all that nonsense.
Patty, I feel
Not
horrible
fair.
for some of the residents down there between the fireworks and let alone the gunshots. You
Yeah.
don't know. It's being very hard to differentiate one from the other.
I know.
And it's crazy because it's like desensitizing people. And some people will flinch and some people will be like, oh, that happens all the time. And that's pretty sad. And that's what we're going to work to try to solve.
When I think
Mark?
about a 10-year-old boy being shot while he's doing his Chromebook
Horrible.
inside the home, it just brings tears to my eyes. So I'm glad that, the chief and you and the state police are banding together. I have a lot of hope.
And the
Let 'em-
DA is a huge part of this. Just
Yeah, I know. Yes, he's done a great job too. Thank you,
Go ahead,
Sheriff.
Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, Sheriff, I watched the night of the riots when they burned the truck. I was watching on Facebook for like 4 hours. And then another video I saw where they picked up a garbage can, they threw it at a police officer and they knocked him to the ground. And he just got back up with his shield and stood there. What do you tell your officers? How much do they have to take? Do they have to just stand there and take this stuff? Or how can you give them instructions?
No, not at all. I'm not familiar with that incident in particular. I mean, I was down there myself. I did see the protesters throwing Molotov cocktails at Albany PD and sheriff's deputies. The firing,
this was at the police station. They were
commercial
guarding it,
fireworks
and
at us.
they knocked him to the ground. He got back
It
up
was a
and he
horrible
stood
scene that I never thought that I would see in Albany, New York. In fact, I always said, you'll never see that in Albany, New York, because the people, we don't have that type of attitude. But to get to your answer, no, we're not going to take that. We're going to make an arrest now. In fact, I made it very clear to our cars, we're down there to help. But if you think that an arrest needs to be made, make the arrest. I want to be a problem solver. I don't want to be a fire stoker. But at the same point, enough is enough. We need to get back to the fundamentals and take control of our city so our residents can feel safe, whether you're in the city, whether you're in the suburbs, or whether you're in the hill towns. Everybody has the right to feel safe. And right now, a lot of people can't say they do.
Anybody
Thank you,
else?
Mr. Chair.
Anyone else?
Thank you again.
Mr. Simpson has his hand up.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Sheriff, thanks very much.
Stay
All right,
safe.
you're-
Motion adjourned, Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
think-
may I have a motion, please?
Is Mark?
Motion by Gary.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, the motion's made in second. All in favor?
Um,
Aye.
Thank you. Ladies and
Merv, you
gentlemen,
need
thank you
me?
very much for being here.
Thanks again,
Thank you,
Sheriff.
Bill.
Thank
All
you.
right.